You can do it that way.
3, 2, 1, action.
Action, yeah.
Excellent. Hey, Andy, welcome
Hey,
to
Cheryl.
Virtual Coffee.
Thank
Um,
you.
we're a little bit behind today. I was just sharing with Andy, it's working from home and school holidays and a very bored 7-year-old. So
Well, they got to do
I'm
something.
they've got to do something. Yeah. She was saying she doesn't have anyone to play with. I should have told her before. I'm like, I think I really need a strong coffee, which I realized I've left in the kitchen. But all good. Andy, thank you for joining us at Virtual
Thanks for
Coffee
having
today.
me.
Hello, Facebook land and everyone out there. I hope you've got your warm beverage. I probably need a bit of alcohol in mine for the early start.
I'm not stopping you. I've got
Bit of
mine
Bailey's. It's all good.
here.
But what we want to have a chat about, Andy, is about video. And I
Mm,
know that's the
mm.
big thing that Umbrella 90. It's not just it is digital marketing, but more so using the power of video to be able to grow your business brand, but also your personal brand. So
Yeah.
we've had a chat with CEO about target market. We've had a chat to Renee about content, but
Mm.
everyone realizes the power of video. But so many people are going, I don't know how to do video. Like, does it
Oh, where
need
to
to be?
start?
Where do I
Yep.
start? Does it need to be
Yeah.
polished? Like, I saw my Facebook Live yesterday, my hair's like everywhere. I'm like, what did I do that for? you know and so I'm like, Renee said to be authentic. That's a little bit too authentic. So like, where do people start, like video 101, if we can start with that?
Yeah, yeah. I guess the biggest thing, Cheryl. I was in a group call yesterday,
Mm,
and the topic of video came up, and the common fear or the common frustration people have with video is they're too afraid to be seen,
mm,
and there's a fear of because they're posting the stuff onto social media, there's a fear of judgment of others and being perceived as, oh, this person's promoting their business on social media, or and people have preconceived ideas about how that may affect them. And the mindset, the first thing that needs to happen is the mindset. The mindset with video needs to be, it's not about us.
mm.
The mindset should be, everything that I create with video is about adding value to my market. It's about enhancing their life. So if we have a product or a service and we genuinely care about our market, the reasonable response is to help them with our product, and the videos serve as that purpose. So when we can shift the mindset and go, well, the reason why I'm doing this in the first place is to help others.
Mm.
By simply doing that tweak mentally, you'll soon find that the way that you deliver the message or the way that you deliver your video won't be as hard, or it won't be much of a problem, because it's like you just care for your market, so you're not overly worried about how I'm going to look or how I'm going to sound. As long as they walk away with something, with some value, they come into the video and they walk away with something that they can go and enhance their life with, then that's good. That's what we want. So I think that's the first place to have, is having that, is adjusting that mindset. And once you've got that mindset in place, everything else actually happens pretty seamlessly. Because the reality is, we're not going to be making um, polished videos off the bat,
Mm.
because we don't have the time. Nobody's got the time to tweak lights for hours on end and shoot on repeat and shoot and tweak and edit and find different soundtracks and create different intros. Um, so we want to just be, once we've got that mindset in place, we want to just make a start. Make a start is one of the starting points, and getting over the fear of being seen.
Yes. Well, I think that that's such an important point, that shifting of the mindset to creating value, because I also feel that a lot of people go, well, isn't the whole idea of video promoting my business and my brand?
Mm.
Shouldn't I be talking about what we offer and what we do and things like that? So how do you marry that with delivering value? I guess it's sort of going for a lot of people. They go, oh, don't I just tell them what I do?
Yeah,
It-
sure,
yeah.
sure. I think we use I put this up in a video recently, using the 80-20 rule. The reality is if you're putting offers constantly out into the market and constantly talking about yourself, your audience is going to get pretty sick of seeing your stuff. Doesn't matter how
Mm,
videos are, yeah? So it's the what's in it for me rule. That's
mm,
how people will watch. So if I'm about to engage with a video, I'm always thinking, what's in it for me? Is there a bit of humor? Am I going to get a kick out of this? Am I going to get a little laugh out of this? And coming back to our service, we've got to think the 80-20 rule, 80% of the time we want to be adding value and educating the market. So in relationship to the product or the service, if it's a product or if it's a service, 80% of the time we want to be talking around that and how this product or this service can help them. So think of it as free education or a tip or a trick or a method, or it could be a problem that they're facing, it could be a pain point that a lot of your market has, and in
mm,
you can talk about helping them solve that. And we don't want to we can just talk about in each video, just talk about snippets of people don't have too much of an attention span. So we can talk perhaps in this 1.5 minute video, we can just talk about one particular pain point, or one
mm.
particular problem, or one particular frustration that they have. Again, coming back to the interview that you would have with CEO about the target market, your market, based on your understanding of how well you know your target market, they will tell you what kind of content they want to see. And we use the 4 Ps method. So pain, philosophy, problem, and proof. So the pain is we want to talk about the symptoms of the problem, not the root cause of the problem itself, but the symptoms of the problem. So usually
Mm,
surface stuff. Yeah. So let's say, for example, if I'm having an issue with generating leads, what's the result? What does that look like in real life? What does that actually look like? And then we can talk about that because we'll get their attention through doing it that way. And then we can add a little bit of value into that and help them by telling them something that will be beneficial to them. Just a little a micro snippet. That's the pain, talking about the symptom of the problem. Then we can talk about the actual problem itself, which is the actual root cause of what's causing your prospect's pain.
mm,
Go to the actual core of it. Then you've got philosophy, which is your personal view of the world. People want to be able to connect with you as well as a person. And then, of course, proof, which is proof that their pains and problems can be solved. And that's your social proof. And we just keep recycling the 4 Ps. You keep recycling the 4 Ps, keep recycling the 4 Ps. And what will fuel your 4 Ps will be your level of understanding of your target market.
yeah. Okay. So could you literally, under those 4 Ps, if you had a whiteboard, be able to say, okay, pain, these are some of the topics that we'll cover. Pain.
100%.
And then
100%.
the problem that they are experiencing. And then in that, do you go, okay, this is the problem, this is our solution?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, yeah. We've got a Miro board which has got pain, problem, philosophy, and proof, and it's a shared board across all of us. So at any point in time, if we have a conversation with a client or with a prospect, and we find that this is a common thread, we'll just quickly jump into the Miro board, add it into, oh man, this is a new problem that we're seeing. We add it in there, and it could be content for next week, or it could be something that I shoot that day or the following day. We just keep building upon it, and then refining it, and then refining it.
Ah, okay. So the Miro board, is it similar to a Trello board or a Kanban board?
It's similar to a Trello board. Yep. It's just think of a whiteboard, and it's just got 4 columns, and you've got your 4 categories, and you just fill it out. It's nothing
As
fancy.
simple, as
Just
simple,
simple. Yeah.
as
You can use a
simple
Google
as
Doc
that.
if you want to.
Yeah. So philosophy, that's a really interesting one. Can you elaborate a little bit more about that? What do you mean by philosophy, and why are people drawn to that? Because I look at philosophy, and I mean, a lot of people look at it and go, what does that have to do with business?
Yeah. Good question. So philosophy, it's like, so our subtopic for that is your personal view on the world. So if you have, say, mentors or inspirational speakers who pass over quotes, and then you can
Mm,
for example, do a video on a particular quote, for example, or it's talking about your beliefs and showing what your where your inner person actually lies. Because if we talk about the problems and if we're just talking very product and service based all the time, it's not as personal as sharing a philosophy or a personal view. And we always have to remember that people want to engage with the people. So if you deliver a great service, that's great. But if you're a great person as well, that might be the tipping point for me to actually choose you. If we share similar beliefs,
they resonate. They resonate. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
That's a great one. And proof. How do we show proof? Is that sort of is it testimonials, case studies? Is that what we mean by that?
Yes, that's right. So proof is any social proof that you can solve your prospects or your clients' problems. So previous case studies previous successes, previous case studies, testimonials, any recent results, any recent wins, and just elaborate on that.
Excellent.
And it's really about the positioning, showing that you can solve this problem.
Yeah. Great. All right.
So the more proof you have, the better.
Yeah, exactly. And so how do you, what I struggle with sometimes is keeping it short and sweet.
Yeah.
I find myself going 5-10 minutes. I went, oh, okay, we've lost everyone the first 2 minutes.
Sure. And can I ask, is that in a live or what's the
a live? Yes.
Yeah, there's a little bit of leeway when it comes to live, because look, we're not all natural born presenters who are ready to be news anchors. We're not going to be nailing it all the time. But there is structure to the lives, and there is structure to your videos, and it depends on what type of video you create. You're trying to create will then also depend on the structure. I recently created a video that's available to anybody about the structure of a sales video. The 8 steps to the structure of a sales video. And if you just follow that, getting their attention, identifying the problem, agitating the problem, identifying the solution, so forth, right on through to the call to action. If you follow that even within your live structure, and then how fast you progress through each category, that will keep you. I mean, I never say, look, I never go off a time limit. Okay. Don't restrict yourself to a time limit. Restrict yourself to the amount of value that you want to give, because people aren't going to go, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to impress me. It doesn't work like that. It works off how much value can I get within this time. If it goes for 10 minutes and in that 10 minutes, it's pure gold, I'm going to watch the whole 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If it's 2 minutes and it's kind of half rubbish and half kind of good, I'm probably not going to engage. So as long as you know that what you're giving and what you're delivering is valuable to your market, I wouldn't be overly concerned about the time.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So, would love to. How do we find that link to the video? Because that sounds like definitely one that's going to be huge value to the audience here.
Sure. I've got it. Where would you like me to send that to?
Do you have actually pop it in the chat, and then I can.
Yeah. I've got a copy.
I can put it and add it to the comments in the live, because that's the other thing. Like, can we give people a very simple sort of structure if they're starting off?
Of course.
As to how to, great.
Yeah, and that structure that I talk about in that video is a simple structure. And the good thing about that is you can use it as a starter if you're starting out, but then if you want to go advanced, you can take it and make it advanced as well. You can take it to the next level.
Okay.
The other thing, just as a bit of a handy tip is posting. Another common question that I get is, where do I post the actual videos? So, for example, do I post it onto my personal profile page? Do I post on my business profile? Do I only do LinkedIn? How does it all work? Look, my personal view on that, and this is shared by many others, is utilizing your personal profile to promote your business. Now, people have funny associations with that because they don't want to be promoting stuff because they've got their family and their friends there. But let me tell you the reality. your personal organic reach on your personal page will be far greater than your business page. So it doesn't matter if you spend $10,000 on a video and you post it on your business page, and I do a little crappy video on my phone, your personal page will get more reach.
Mm.
If we go back to the mindset, the whole reason why we're doing this is to help others.
Yes.
Then we want to be able to reach more people. So I do recommend utilizing your personal profile, your personal Facebook page as a place to share and push your videos. And you can upload it to your personal page and then also upload it to your business page. That's fine. But completely leaving your personal profile out of it, I think there's a lot of lost opportunity there.
That's a really good one. But you're right, it comes back down to people feeling sort of uncomfortable that people are seeing them.
Yeah.
That it's a big mindset thing. And I'll just share, like, when I first started doing Facebook Lives, and this was really about a good 2 years ago. I remember it was sort of February 2019. And I said, I
Yeah.
want it to be able to impact more people. And I went, oh man, it's
Love
Facebook
it.
land. Facebook land, I've got to be doing videos, right? And so I did my first Facebook Live. Cringe, I can't even watch it now. But it really was saying, okay, what do I need to do to, like, not focus on myself and focus on, I'm practicing here. You guys are the guinea pigs. I'm practicing here. I only had a small group of about 300 at the time. It's grown much more then. So I'm a bit more comfortable in front of video,
Yeah.
but it is that first step to be able to say, don't focus on me, don't focus on me, about them.
Yeah, that's
About
right.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's beyond video marketing. That's anything in life. Like if you can approach something where you can go, I'm in this to help others. The journey is so much sweeter. The journey is so much
Mm,
more pleasant. Yeah,
mm,
and when those obstacles come up, because it's the difference between selfish and selfless. That's the whole reason we're going out. Like we're the ones getting uncomfortable putting ourselves on camera, but we're willing to do it because it helps others.
yeah.
And if that's the mindset, it's easy to shoot content. It's easy to
Yes.
share the love because I want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, for those, and let's talk about then, the type of setup that we need. Do we need a setup? Is all we need the phone, or what are the stages of advancement from
Yeah.
this to the stuff that you guys do, which is a full video production?
Yeah. Look, if we're starting out, your phone is fine. Like to completely square with you, if you can get a little Rode mic for like $90, and it's just like a little lavalier mic that you can just
Okay.
increase the audio. I can attach a link for that, and you
Yeah,
can
that would be great. Yeah.
like $90 and it plugs into your phone and it's just a little lav remote mic that you can use just to improve the audio. But your phone is all you need when you're starting out, just to get comfortable and just get the ball rolling, because you can shoot a phone and just go onto Facebook and upload it right away. And there's an app I recommend using InShot on your phone. InShot's a great app to do any basic edits, just to trim the beginning and the ends of a video. And that's all you need to get started. You know, some of my mentors, they shoot majority of their stuff on their phone, but because what they talk about is so valuable, I don't care how they do. I don't care how they deliver it, because it's so good. That's what I'm there for. If you want to then step it up after that, you can get a light, invest time into preparing for your video shoots. But the key thing I would recommend when starting out is don't overcomplicate it. With whatever resources you have now, use that to get started. So if all you've got is a phone, then start with your phone. Stop making excuses and start with your phone.
That's it. Stop making excuses. Just do it.
Just do it, yeah. And that sounds very like, just do it kind of. It doesn't sound pleasant, but that is the reality, because
Yeah.
the attracting better quality leads with video it requires multiple videos. And in order to get to video 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, you need to get to video 1 first. Yeah. And it's never about that one. It's a whole, we're building a whole library of videos here. We have to remember the benefit of this as well is if we're in a position to invest time into creating these videos, what that does is it future-proofs us down the track. Because when we pick up a big contract or if we pick up a big project and we don't have the time to be marketing, have time to be having conversations with multiple prospects at one time, that's where the videos will then come into play. We're leveraging our time there. So people will see the value, they'll see the problem that you solve through all those videos that you've done. But if we keep pushing it off and we just get a referral and then we just go into the project mode, we easily hit feast or famine mode by not creating these videos to build us up for down the track.
Yeah.
So that's what we're ultimately, that's what we're doing. It's even like you with all these lives that you do. This is setting you up really good for the future. It really does position what you do, because you'll hit a busy period where you're unable to, life gets in the way, things will happen. It could be family, it could be something else, new business acquisition, whatever it is. And you've got all those real estate, all that video real estate backed up, and you can then send them out to people, and that does all the talking for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge benefit.
Yeah. You don't realize, I mean, we don't realize how powerful it is sometimes that, yeah, I mean, I might do these videos, but people might be researching about you. They might be researching about your company. And the mere fact that they can see you presenting something allows them to feel some sort of connection and that credibility, and starts to
Sure.
build that trust. I mean, I had just had a real estate agent sort of go, oh, Cheryl, what do you do? And he sent me a message probably in the evening, but he said, oh yeah, I just went to LinkedIn. I went, did a bit of a Facebook thing. I understand what you do now, before I was even able to get back to him. So I was like, okay, I've got to make sure that, I keep delivering that content and I can be seen, because I don't necessarily, like you said, have time to market myself or the business edit all the time. And we're so fortunate that this stuff that's out there in social media is there sort of almost infinitely, or at least, easily accessible.
Correct, 100%. And I'll share with you one of our views when it comes to video, and the reason why we're so passionate about it is, look, to be completely honest with you, the number one priority for us is family. That's the thing, my partners, they have partners and kids, and we want to be creating time so we can make time to enjoy life and do the things that we love, right? And business serves as the perfect vehicle for that. Now, the beautiful thing about video is it does all the talking for you. And I share this in one of my other videos, is amateur video destroy my brand. And in there I talked about, at any one time, if you create a sales video, you could be sleeping and you could be taking a prospect from being cold to getting hot, and then they become a qualified lead. If that video wasn't in place, you would have to make the time to set up a Zoom chat. And let's go pre-Zoom world. You'd have to make a time to sit down and have a coffee with him. You have to get into your car, pay for the petrol, drive to this location, meet, do the small talk, then get into it, then book in another meeting, and then drive again to another cafe or come to whoever's office and have that next conversation again. And then again, and then again. And then it turns out they may not want your service, right? That's one person. And whether you're doing that or your sales rep's doing that, whoever's doing that, but that's the process if video is in place. That's the reality. And I've worked with many of my clients, and that's what they want to stop. It's so time consuming.
Yes.
It's so time consuming taking a client from being cold to being hot and getting them to a point where they're ready to buy in person. So if you can replace that and use video and use video to talk to them when they're just seeing your brand and getting to know who you are. And then at this point where they're like actually considering, and then this point where they're ready to buy. And the only time you talk to them is when they've learned everything that you do and you're just getting them on, you're just onboarding them. And that video isn't just being sent to that one person. You can show that to 100 people at one time. you could be in Fiji, well, not at the moment, but you could be mowing your lawn, and that's happening.
Yeah.
So just that concept or that principle of creating time and leveraging our time using video, that's why we believe it's such a beautiful solution.
Fantastic. I love it. I love it. Key takeaway for those who have to get back to work now after their little coffee break. Key takeaway from today, Andy.
Yep. The key takeaway is get started and shifting the mindset.
Yes. The mindset's a huge one.
Yeah.
Really,
Mindset's
really.
big. And one thing I didn't touch on, Cheryl, that I'd just like to add in there, the topic of this, of what we're talking about, is attracting better quality leads with video. The only way to attract better quality leads is getting a better quality message.
Yes.
There's no other magic pill that is going to get you better qualified leads. You have to get a better message. And the more specific and more refined your message will be, the better quality your leads will be coming through that funnel.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't seen the videos that we've done with CEO and Renee, we talk about your ideal client, your target market, and the importance of message. And what does that mean by message, so that it can then be translated to good content, whether that's written, whether that's static, whether that's video. So really, really good and great reminder of that. Fantastic. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Cheryl. Not a problem.
Good to catch up with you. And
Yes,
and
likewise.
hopefully you guys are going to be out and about very, very soon in Melbourne.
Yes, 100%.
And keep well and fantastic. I love the videos that you guys are producing. They are
Yeah.
funny. They're clever. They're very on point.
We've got another funny one we're making today, so stay tuned for that. I
Love it. Love it. Excellent. Thanks, Andy. You take care.
Thank you, Cheryl.
And great to have you here. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.